Imagine that your life is represented by a stove with 4 burners on it. Each burner symbolizes one major part of your life. The first represents your family, the second represents your friends, the third your health, and the fourth your work. Now imagine that there's only a limited amount of gas to use for each of the burners, such that not all of your burners could burn equally. You would need to sacrifice the intensity of one of the burners to make room for another one to burn stronger. The 4 burners theory says that in order to be successful, you have to cut off one of your burners, and in order to be really successful, you have to cut off 2. My initial reaction to the 4 burners theory was to find a way to bypass it. Was it possible for me to succeed and keep all 4 burners running? Maybe I could combine 2 burners into one, like lumping friends and family into one category or something like that. There is, however, some truth to the 4 burners theory. If you think back to any major personal achievement in school or your career, you've probably sacrificed one or more of the major areas of your life. The necessity of sacrifice for success is one of the downsides of work-life balance, which underestimates the high volume of hours required on a daily basis to become a top performer in any field. This leaves you with a tricky choice. Would you rather live a life that's unbalanced but high-performing in a certain area, or would you rather live a life that's balanced but never really maximizes operating at full capacity in any one thing? But there has to be a better way. Well, author James Clear, who wrote the book Atomic Habits, which is one of my favorite habit building books, and I'm going to link that down in the description below, has mentioned that there are 3 ways to improve your relationship with the 4 burners theory, and I think that this might help provide some perspective. Option 1, outsource your burners. This is actually something that we do fairly often. We order takeout so we don't have to cook at home. We purchase every single thing on Amazon so we don't have to actually go to the store. Or we get a Roomba so we don't have to clean our homes. Outsourcing small portions of your life allows you to save time and spend it elsewhere. Could you apply the same logic to one part of your life and free up time to focus on the other 3 things? For many people, their career is the most important part of their lives. It's where they spend the most time, and it's often the last burner to get turned off. But even something like that can be outsourced by hiring employees or building systems that can automate your work for you. The one thing to bear in mind, however, is whether you can continue to keep that burner running in a meaningful way once you remove yourself from the equation. Option 2, embrace constraints. One of the most frustrating parts of the 4 burners theory is that it highlights your shortcomings. You might say to yourself, if only I had more time, I could make more money, or get in shape, or spend more time at home. A great way to manage this problem is to shift your focus from wishing you had more time to maximizing the time that you do have. In other words, you embrace your limitations. So it might be better for you to ask yourself this question. Considering that I'm operating within these constraints, how can I be as effective as possible? So if I can only write for 30 minutes each day, how can I finish my script for this video the best I can? Or if I can only exercise for a couple hours each week, how can I stay as fit as possible? Asking yourself these questions helps switch your mind towards something positive, which is getting the most out of what you have available, rather than focusing on the negative and worrying about how you're going to make things work and never having enough time to do the things that you want to do. Option 3, incorporating the seasons of life. The third way is to break your life into seasons. What if instead of searching for the perfect work-life balance at all times, you focused on a particular area at one point of your life and shifted your focus over time? The importance of your burners may change throughout your life. When you're in your 20s or 30s and have less responsibility, it can be easier to get to the gym and chase career ambitions, but that may not always stay the same as life goes on. You don't have to give up on your dreams forever, but life can make it a little tricky to keep all 4 burners going at once. Perhaps you need to press pause on something for a short period of time. You can do it all in your lifetime, but just maybe not at the exact same time. We've often viewed work-life balance as aspirational and something close to a 50-50 split. But the truth is that the idea of balance can be misleading. It makes you believe that you can have it all, when instead you should aim to find harmony between your work and other parts of your life. Because when you have harmony, you'll be much more fuel to turn the flame up on whatever you're focusing on. Look, life consists entirely of trade-offs. This fact will never change. It's something that we have to make peace with, and that's the essence of this matter, in that true happiness and satisfaction can come from good choices and adapting to the changes that life inevitably brings. And maybe if we watch the flames on our stove, we might even save ourselves from getting burned. If you like this video, I make a lot of them. Subscribe to the channel for more from me every week, or visit vihanchelliah.com to stay in touch and get a copy of my free productivity cheat sheet. That's it. Thanks for watching.